very difficult for men to budge on an idea.
Oh yeah.
I find that I do that a lot with my girlfriend right now. Like, we'll talk about things, and I play devil's advocate all the time.
Just to please her.
Well, just to, like, if she says something, like if she's having an issue with like her mom or something, like, oh, my mom's being annoying right now. I'm like, well, maybe you did something to annoy your mom.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I kind of do that, and she's like, well, even if I did, she shouldn't be annoyed. And then, what was I talking about? Oh, she'll do that with me, but I don't like give any. I won't ever give any ground. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, even if I did do something annoying, like, my mom's still annoyed and it still annoys me.
Yeah, that'd be fucking me up, because I've been dating Alicia for 3 years, and like, I always catch myself contradicting myself. Like, I'll try to, like, Mac Miller again, like, he's like acting happy and he's like trying to help others when he's really like contradicting himself. He's not helping himself and shit. Yeah. Like, you're so quick to help somebody else, like your girlfriend, but when it's actually you don't want to like believe that it's true. Right. But if you think about it, that's what she's trying to do. Like, we're not letting her.
I agree.
It's like a perfect balance, though.
You think so? I think helping other people makes you feel good too. If you actually help another person, which is why we're so quick to help other people. Helping yourself is the hardest part, because you have to realize things that you don't necessarily like about yourself. Like, something I don't like about myself is how I can play devil's advocate with her, but when she tries to do that with me, I shut her down, because I don't want to change my opinion on anything. I'm super stubborn in that sense. And then it feels like with her, and then she feels like I just want to argue just to argue, when that's not how it is. Yeah. It's just
I've been through that shit.
It's difficult. I'm
at the point now where it's like, I respect her for checking me. Like, whereas back in the day. I mean, you have been dating a while. Back in the day is like, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Well, in the beginning, I was so stubborn. Like, I didn't want to listen to anything, and I'd get mad at her, always make her feel bad. But now I like that she's like standing her ground. And like, I won't tell her that I'm proud of her for like checking me or anything, but in my head, I'm just like, that's like what she should be doing.
Yeah, that's good. I think you guys have come to kind of an understanding.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Sometimes, like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, she knows this too, that because I'm a man at the end of the day, and like, sometimes you just want to experience women, But
you just want to experience women. What are we gonna start talking about?
But at the end of the day, like, when I really think about it, I don't think that I could find somebody like her again, and two, I don't want to put in the effort again, because if I'd have to go through all the shit that we went through, I'd be so quick to give up, because I know how much it takes.
Right. It does take a while.
It takes a lot of energy.
It does. It really takes a lot of energy and a lot of focus too. Like, a lot of we put focus into things we do daily, and then we have that on top of it. Like, it's draining. Yeah. It's draining, but it's rewarding. It's rewarding also. I mean, this relationship I'm in, it's so new. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, how it's going to work, how well we work together, Like, we went to the zoo the other day, and she told me last night that she didn't like something that I was wearing. And I was like, well, I was just, like, comfortable. She says everywhere I go, I look like I'm in my PJs. Which is, I mean, yeah, I like to be comfortable, I like to be cozy, and fall asleep before I walk out of the house. But she has to look very, like, presentable and, like, respectable all the time. And, if I'm not wearing khakis, like, it's not that way.
It makes you too, in her eyes, it makes you look like a couple, Like, she wants that persona. Right. That's how girls are.
Yeah, I think so. And she told me that, like, she doesn't think she would approach me if she hadn't met me at work. And that kind of hit me, Like, maybe I should start wearing more actual pants. Maybe I should start wearing, like actual, like, shorts, like, that are made of, like...
I mean, if you have a girl, it's, like, pointless now. Like, you've got a girl without doing it, so what's the point now?
True, yeah. That's that's kind of reassuring in that sense. At first I was kind of, like, really self-conscious about it. Like, man, am I going to have to change the way I dress for this girl? But then I realized that doesn't matter, because she's still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, you know, it's something she dislikes, but she likes, you know, who I am on the inside more than what I portray myself to be, I
That's
guess.
good. Like, that's so hard to come by.
Yeah, it's very rare. And that's why, you know, when I met her, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to come across something like this again, so I had to, you know, keep it.
You gotta remember that. Like,
I don't forget.
nobody ever taught me, like, about relationships, so I had to go through a whole bunch of shit to figure it out.
Right.
Like, a lot of shit that we should have broken up for.
Really?
It's crazy.
I mean, that kind of stuff makes your relationship stronger, though, I think. As long as you guys talk about it and, like, get it out, because if it boils up, then I think that's where you have problems, you know? Like, if something happens where you guys should have broken up, but you don't talk about it and you just pretend everything's okay, then it's going to be, you know, it's going to be worse in the long run because you're just pushing it down and the pressure builds.
It's like it goes back to everything is relative. It's like everything's the same. It's just like anything else, like stress or depression, if you don't talk about it.
Yeah, anger.
Just keep pushing it down.
Sadness, too. You know, she told me that I always tend to come off as very calm. So, like, when I get angry, I get really angry. Like, when I was working my fry cook job, you know, I was making wings. I don't know if I should say where.
The Z?
Yeah, when I was there, you know, when I came back, you know, I was working and they had me doing so much shit at once. I was so stressed for so long and I had to act like I wasn't. Like, when we make wings, we put them in like a sauce bucket and we have tongs and we, like, you know, turn them over. And it was a Friday, so I was making like hundreds of wings at a time, you know. Like, my entire fryer, like 4 baskets of fryers were full of wings. And one would come up, I'd sauce them, send them out. More would come up, sauce them, send them out. And I was just getting so fed up with it. And I had my sauce bucket and I was, you know, stirring up the wings and it slipped out of my hands and it hit the ground. And the way it hit the ground, like, all the sauce went and went everywhere. And my wings fell out. I threw my tongs. I was like, fuck. And I walked out and I, like, went outside. And as I went out the back door, I just, like, poop, like, 2-pieced it. And just as hard as I could, like, fuck my hands. Like, I was so angry that it just, like, you know, it just popped. There was glass on the other side of it, and it just shattered, dude.
You gotta pay for it. Damn.
Shattered. I owned up to it.